Sure.
This time I'd like to call the SVAM 2023 annual public meeting to order. Quorum has been reached by the guidelines of SVAM bylaws. We have 7 board members present. I'd like to welcome everybody to the SVAM's 2022-23 annual meeting. I'd also like to give a special thanks to the representatives from Smith, Washington, Wythe, and Scott counties, as well as other members that we've got join us. SVAM has a public board meeting each year to recap this successful year and prepare for the coming year. This meeting is being provided virtually to the widespread of our region. I encourage attendees to use the chat box. If you know how to use Teams, up at the top, there's a chat, put questions and comments, and we'll address them at the end of the meeting. Okay. At this time, I'd like to introduce board members. Start off with myself, Gene Chumley, board chair, and I'm with Strongwell. I'm director of Virginia operations.
All right, Melinda.
Hi, I'm Melinda Roberts. I am vice chair of SVAM, and I am HR manager at a company called SIG, which was formerly Sholey IPN Manufacturing.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Scott. I am the newly appointed treasurer for SVAM, and I currently am the plant controller at MCOR Rigid Packaging in Wytheville.
All right, Alan is not with us, so Jeff.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jeff Dunack. I'm on the SVAM board, have been since 2015. I am the vice president of operations for Somic America in Wytheville.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Wyatt. I'm the plant manager at Innovative Millwork Technologies. We're located in Chilhowie, Virginia, and I've been on the board for just over 3 years.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly DeBusk. I'm vice president at Appalachian Plastics in Glade Spring, Virginia, and I can't remember how many years I've been on the board. It's been a while.
Good afternoon. My name is Stacy Street. I'm a board member of SVAM. I work for Utility Trailer Manufacturing out of Glade Spring, Virginia, and I'm with Human Resources.
All right, Steve Thorogood.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Steve Thorogood. I'm the one with the weird accent. I'm newly appointed to the board. Very pleased to join you guys. I'm vice president of operations at Wolf Hills Fabricators, located in Abingdon, Virginia.
All right, Alex.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Lupi. I'm the director of operations for Temper Sealy in Duffield, Virginia. I'm a board member.
All right, and I will introduce you all by title to the 4 board members that could not join us. So we have Steve Barrett, secretary of the SVAM Board of Directors, who's the color and compounding manager for Universal Fibers in Bristol. Fred Vermeer, president and CEO for Hapco Pole Products. Sean Blackwell, safety coordinator for Hapco Pole Products. And Alan Freeman, global safety manager for Mitsubishi Chemical Group. Okay. Gene, that is everyone.
Good. Okay. Also wanted to note that at the June board meeting, the board approved the renewal of the board members with expired terms. So now everybody's up to date. And on another note, I'm saddened to actually report this. The SVAM's treasurer, Eric Miller, passed away April 1st of this year. Eric was passionate about SVAM. He was dedicated. He really worked hard. This organization, he worked at Wolf Hills Fabricators. Wonderful guy. Eric was he was treasurer for 4 years. His loss is going to be deeply felt within not just SVAM, but the community as a whole. Will really be missed. With that vacancy of the treasurer, a nominating committee was put together to find a replacement. Through a search, the nominating committee selected Jennifer Scott, who introduced herself just a minute ago, plant controller at AMCOR, to serve in the role. Jennifer was approved at the board meeting in June. Now what we need to do is get approval for Jennifer to be check signer. We need to get board approval for that. Can I get a motion to approve Jennifer Scott as a signer on the SVAM checking account?
This is Jeff Dunack. Motion so moved.
Can I get a second?
This is Melinda Roberts. I second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion so carries. Jennifer Scott is approved as a signer on the SVAM checking account. Okay, we're going to move on to the report. Linda?
All right, Melinda?
Okay, so welcome to the 2022 meeting. We're going to start out by just talking a little bit about who we are. So SVAM started out as a joint idea between Smith and Washington Industrial Facilities Authority and local manufacturers. The purpose was to create an organization solely focused on meeting the unique needs of manufacturers and ensuring that they can stay in the region. In 2007, SVAM became an official 501c3 organization ran by manufacturers to serve manufacturing companies across the region and ensure needs are being met. The board of directors, entirely made up of manufacturing professionals, drive the train and ensure that the organization is up to date on the needs of manufacturers and responding in a beneficial way. SVAM is primarily funded through membership dues and contributions from supporting counties. Next, we'll look at our mission statement. So SVAM's mission statement is supporting and the sustainment and advancement of manufacturing in Southwest Virginia through regional collaboration, changing the image of manufacturing and closing the skills gaps. So basically, we had 3 goals with SVAM, and the first one being establish and promote regional collaborations in support of manufacturing as part of an economic development initiative. The second goal we had was redefine the image of manufacturing to increase the number of individuals pursuing careers in manufacturing. And then the third goal was to close the skills gap for manufacturers by aligning educational and workforce training resources with the most pressing demands of area industry. So SVAM currently has 40 member companies representing manufacturers large and small all across the region, producing a wide variety of products and services, as you can see. SVAM currently represents more than 4,800 manufacturing employees through its membership. And as a membership-driven organization, SVAM remains focused on providing beneficial services to these companies to help strengthen their businesses, which will be described in further detail during the next presentation. SVAM also has 41 affiliate members from companies and organizations that offer services to manufacturers. Through connections with these organizations, SVAM is able to fulfill its goal to connect manufacturers with the resources available to them in multiple sectors. SVAM receives funding support from Washington County and Smith County. These counties have been supporting SVAM since its very beginning, and we are incredibly grateful for the ways they've allowed us to support manufacturing in sectors in our areas. Scott County and Wythe County also provide a small amount of funding support to SVAM, so we're also grateful to them as well. So I'm now going to turn it over to Lenny Gale Mitchum, who will discuss SVAM's major accomplishments during 2022 and 23 fiscal year.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lenny Gale Mitchum. I'm the Executive Director of the Southwest Virginia Alliance for Manufacturing. You can't see him, but we also have a new program assistant, Will Cardy. We don't have a webcam for him yet, but we need to get him one. He's here. He's been working so hard for our organization since May. So we are excited to have him join us and add value to our organization. So my job today is to tell you about all of the things that we have accomplished since the start of our fiscal year, or since our last fiscal year. We were very busy. We were very focused on meeting whatever the needs of manufacturers arose in that year that were unique to the year, while staying focused on our primary purpose. I am proud to show you all our annual report. If you've registered for today's meeting, you will have received a copy to the link for that report. And I really hope that you will take some time to check it out. We're really proud of it. We worked hard. We created it in-house. We worked really hard on it. The report features faces of manufacturers across Southwest Virginia. So other than our program photos, all the faces you see there are folks that work in manufacturing in Southwest Virginia. It just provides a really good snapshot of the things that we accomplished with the resources that we have available. So as Melinda mentioned, we are a membership-driven organization and focus on making sure that our members receive valuable benefits for their membership. And some of the ways that we did that this last fiscal year have been member-to-member connections. If you ask any member company, what is the value of SVAM? If you ask them to give you a list, and I recently did, on pretty much every one of those lists was the value of connecting to other manufacturers. Those member-to-member, manufacturer-to-manufacturer connections have been invaluable. We do that in person. We do those virtually. Sometimes it's just via email and someone's looking for a trainer in this area, or someone lost their supplier and wants to know what everyone else is using for their supplier, or someone, obviously during COVID times, what is everybody doing to keep their heads above water right now? We facilitate a lot of those discussions. And we also have 2 professional peer groups for 2 different groups of professions, one for human resources and one for environmental health and safety. Those groups met throughout the year virtually or in person, and also had conversations via email, shared ideas, shared resources, shared struggles, lifted each other up. There's been a lot of value in those peer groups. We have done a lot of work in the last year to help fill job openings. That has been a critical need for manufacturers, and I know it's been a critical need for pretty much any employer, but specifically for our manufacturers, we've been working to help them fill those job openings. We have a page on our website that is very unique. It is the only place you can go and view job openings in manufacturing for Southwest Virginia all in one place. Those are all the job openings for our member companies. We are actually at 41 members as of yesterday. Welcome United Salt to our membership. And all of those companies are represented on our website with the job openings that they currently have available. We also share those on social media and work to promote those openings as well. We currently have around 190 individual job listings on that website alone, and a lot of those listings are for multiple positions. So if you take nothing away from this meeting today, hopefully you'll take away that we're a great organization doing great things, to paraphrase and steal a quote from David Matlock. But that also there are lots of jobs available in manufacturing right now. So if you are a non-manufacturer, you ever hear somebody say, there's nothing happening here, there are no jobs, you can just direct them straight to that website right there. We also did some job fairs. We did community job fairs where we worked with partner organizations and invited lots of different manufacturers to one place to host a job fair. But we also did several on-site job fairs specifically for our member companies and helped them facilitate those. Another great value in membership with SVAM is our ability to connect our manufacturers with resources that are available to them from across Southwest Virginia. You saw that large list of affiliate membership. A lot of those companies, pretty much all of those companies, are doing something to support manufacturing in one way or another. And so we're connected to all of those organizations. We serve as a really great way for manufacturers to get help in a lot of different areas. I'll get lots of different types of emails, phone calls saying, you know, can you help me find this trainer? Do you know if there's any grant funding to help with this? Anything like that, we help connect them. So I'll do those individualized connections, as well as we have in-person events throughout the year where they can meet with those resource providers as well. And then we also offer a monthly e-newsletter where we compose all of the resources that we are aware of specific to what might be coming in the next month. Members are also heavily involved in improving the image of manufacturing. That's another value that many companies find in participating with our organization, so they get to be involved in our efforts to change perceptions, increase the number of people going into careers in manufacturing, encourage, help people understand that manufacturing exists here in the region. So we always reach out to our member companies to participate in things like videos, podcasts, manufacturing tours, our manufacturer career event, and plenty more. You'll see I'll talk about some of those here as I go along. We offered more training opportunities than any year prior this last fiscal year, and that was because that was a primary need for manufacturing. A lot of people kept reaching out to me and asking for different types of training, so we made that happen. We had 24 training opportunities for our SVAM members throughout the year. We had 520 combined participants in those trainings. We offered each one of those at no cost to our membership. SVAM itself did not provide the training, but we partnered with third-party training providers to make those happen. Another feather in our cap for the last fiscal year was a wages and benefits survey. Something we've been hearing over and over was a need for members, our manufacturers, to understand what their peers were providing from a wages and benefits standpoint. I've heard many testimonials of folks saying that they use such information to go to corporate and make a case for the need to increase their wages. So it's been a value to our membership, to manufacturers, and to the community as a whole to have this information. It was a very extensive report. You'll see that that's just a snapshot of the first page and all the contents. It was a very time-consuming, very involved report, but it provided a lot of really good information. Manufacturers from all across Southwest Virginia participated in that survey. We invited members and non-members alike, and all the participants received a copy of the survey, as well as all of our membership received a copy, all of our manufacturing members. We had our 8th annual Manufacturers Expo at the Higher Education Center in Abingdon in August of last year. We had 16 manufacturing companies participate. We also had lots of different vendors and resource providers. The purpose of the event is really to showcase manufacturing and to provide an opportunity for manufacturers to both network with their peers and learn about resource providers. So participants will walk away having learned about new resources, made new peer connections, created new customer contacts and new business opportunities. We've heard testimonials from folks that have participated before saying, at least one company has told me they added millions of dollars in revenue to their business because of a connection that they made at the expo. So it's been a very valuable event. If you haven't already, registered, we invite you to attend our expo on August 31st. That'll be again at the Higher Education Center. So if you would like to join us, please do. Registration is open, and if you need invitation to that, please let me know. We also had our Manufacturers Awards Banquet in October. We provided 6 awards to companies across Southwest Virginia. This was our 10th annual Manufacturers Awards Banquet. And we do that in celebration of National Manufacturing Day every year. National Manufacturing Day is the first Friday in every October, and October is National Manufacturing Month. So this is our way of celebrating that. We bring together manufacturers and their supporters from all across the region to celebrate the contributions of manufacturing to the region. The categories that you see there were all chosen with the purpose of highlighting positive stories and hoping to change perceptions related to manufacturing in Southwest Virginia. We have a lot of great companies doing great things, and we just really want to make sure that those stories are being told. I hope that you will mark your calendar for October 12th. We will have our awards banquet on that date again this year. It will again be at the Higher Education Center. Everyone is welcome to attend. Manufacturers on the phone, on the call, go ahead and start thinking about award categories you might want to submit your company for. We will make those award nomination forms soon available. Another event that we did this year was our Manufacturer Career event. We had 2 of those this year, one at Virginia Highlands Community College and one at Wytheville Community College. The program presents a panel of manufacturing professionals that speak to college students about the various pathways to manufacturing careers, myths associated with manufacturing, and careers that are currently available. Attendees also have an opportunity to network with those panelists, get to know them, make connections, give them their resume, and talk about the jobs that are currently available. We had a combined total of 86 participants for those 2 events this year, and we'll be doing even more in the coming fiscal year, well, the current fiscal year. We offered our Manufacturing Career Scholarship again this year. That's something we do every year for graduating high school students, those that are interested in pursuing a career in manufacturing and want to pursue some sort of post-secondary education. We provided 10 scholarships this year for a total amount of $11,500 in scholarships. This year's participants were pursuing careers in engineering, mechatronics, industrial wiring, welding, electrical technologies, industrial maintenance and PLC programming, and welding and industrial maintenance. And we do keep track of those students to help to bridge the gap once they finish their education, to invite them and encourage them to pursue careers in manufacturing. Another thing we did this year, another thing that I'm incredibly proud of, was our Women in Manufacturing Symposium. We had around 200 participants for that event this year. It was held on International Women's Day. The event celebrated the contributions of women to our region's manufacturing base. We had a panel of women in manufacturing serve to speak about their careers, encourage other women to pursue and develop their careers in manufacturing. We actually had a lot of students in attendance this year, both high school students and some college students. So we were able to achieve a goal of encouraging more women to pursue careers in manufacturing, as well as encourage those that are currently in careers in manufacturing to continue to develop those careers. I received a lot of very positive feedback about that event this year, of people saying they really enjoyed the event. I've already had one school reach out to me and ask me for the date so that they could plan on bringing their students to the symposium in 2024. At the end of this year's symposium, we also recognized the winners of our Outstanding Woman in Manufacturing Award. You'll see their beautiful faces right there on the slide. The purpose of the Outstanding Women in Manufacturing Award is to change perceptions and highlight the significant role that women play at all levels of manufacturing. Currently, women represent about 30% of the manufacturing workforce in Southwest Virginia, which on one hand may be more than most people realize, but definitely isn't as much as we would like to see. So we try to do work to encourage more women to pursue careers and help them understand it's not just a career for men, that there are lots of opportunities and there are women doing great things already in manufacturing in Southwest Virginia. This year, we changed things up a little bit. Instead of one overall award winner, we did 3 overall award winners. And the categories we chose were meant to reflect the different types of women in manufacturing. We had some feedback of folks saying that they really wanted to see other women represented, that it tended to be one certain category of women, but they wanted to see more of a representation in other categories. So we had a management category, an hourly and production category, and an administrative category this year. And profiles of each of these women you see here, our winners and honorees, can all be found on our website. So that is our fiscal year that ended on June 30th of 2023. We are currently in our new fiscal year, our 2023-2024 fiscal year. And Jean, if it's okay with you, I'll go ahead and talk about what to expect for this fiscal year that we're in.
By all means, go ahead.
All right, great. I'm on a roll. I'm just going to keep rolling.
You got it.
Okay. We will have a continued focus on member exclusive opportunities, looking for new ways of adding benefits to companies that have membership with SVAM, looking for new ways to meet their needs. And having September of this year will be 10 years in this position for me. And with this time I've had with SVAM, I know that no 2 years ever look alike. Pandemic excluded, no 2 years will ever look alike. The needs of 1 year look very different than the needs of another year. However, those 3 goals that we mentioned always remain prominent. They still remain the core needs of manufacturers. Just how we make those needs, how we meet those needs changes from year to year. So we'll have a continued focus on member exclusive opportunities, looking for new ways to add benefit to membership. We have a focus on adding additional member-to-member connections this year, hoping to provide more in-person opportunities for members to connect with one another. I feel like we're all still recovering from pandemic times and starting to get more into a rhythm of meeting regularly again, rather than doing everything like what we're doing here. While there is value in opportunities where we can all meet virtually, we do want to provide more in-person opportunities. We'll be adding additional training opportunities throughout the year, focused on the various trainings that our members have requested. My goal is to increase our efforts to improve the image of manufacturing this year. Now that we've got Will in the position of program assistant, he has already hit the ground running, planning some things for us for the fiscal year, and I'm really excited about the things we're going to be able to do and offer this year. We'll be continuing to promote manufacturing careers and current job openings, looking for new ways to do that. One thing that we started this fiscal year was a weekly jobs e-newsletter that provides an opportunity to reach more people and help get the word out about those many openings that we have available on our website and we have available represented through our member companies. So we're looking for new, unique ways of getting the word out and helping our companies fill those critical openings. Some of our major upcoming events, I hope that you will go ahead and mark your calendars or go ahead and register for the Expo on August 31st, our Manufacturers Awards Banquet on October 12th, and our Women in Manufacturing Symposium on March 8th. Again, that will be on International Women's Day. And I'll make another plug for the Expo, August 31st. Please join us, resource providers, manufacturers. It is a really great opportunity to network, to learn, to gain customers. I really hope that everybody will make plans to join us. And with that, Jean, that is all I have. I look forward to working with you all in the coming year. And thank you from a personal standpoint for your support of the organization the past year and for being here, for being interested in our organization, and for being willing to work with us in the coming year. That's all I have, Jean.
Okay. Next will be Jennifer Scott. Kind of putting her on the spot here, first meeting, and she gets to present the financials. Jennifer will deliver the financial report for us. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Good afternoon, everyone. So to first start with the results from last fiscal year, 22-23. Of course, the main sources of revenue came from the county contributions as well as the membership dues. And as the appreciation has already been extended, I too want to thank Smith and Washington counties for their continued support, as well as Wythe and Scott counties. There were 4 new members that were gained during the year, which increased the membership revenue by $10,000. We also more than doubled the program income from last year, which is income that's received from the program services and sponsorships. This year, Lenny Gale mentioned the pandemic, and this year's, or last year, sorry, the financials were balanced with carryover funds, and this all stemmed from the pandemic period where there were minimal activities and events. Moving down to expenses, there was no unexpected expenses for the fiscal year. The bulk of the SVAM expenses are found in the personnel category. SVAM utilizes employees for a variety of valuable services that we provide. And program expenses were also increased slightly due to a very active fulfillment of the goals that SVAM had for the year. So moving on to the budget for the current year, the current fiscal 23-24 budget. The budget represents, of course, the anticipated financial results for the year. SVAM does expect to get the same level of county contributions as in prior year. A goal is also to work, of course, to always increase our membership. So there is a slight increase shown there. Again, just like with last year, there are funds, carryover funds that are balancing the budget that also, again, stem from the pandemic. Moving down to expenses. Expenses overall are anticipated to increase, of course, due to the inflationary impacts that we're all seeing from every direction. The personnel category also did increase, which represents the merit-based salary wage increase. Program operation costs are expected to decrease this year due to a change in program focus, which will be less costly than in prior years. And overall, SVAM will remain focused on following best practices, accounting standards, and being good stewards with the financial resources that we have. So I know that I have big shoes to fill from Eric, but I will do my best, and I'm proud and honored to be a part of this committee.
Thank you, Jennifer. Now, coming up next is Alex presenting the strategic business plan. Also on the handout. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Gene, and good afternoon, everyone. So each attendee of today's meeting should have received a copy of SVAM's 2023-2024 strategic plan. The strategic plan includes objectives and the strategies for accomplishing the 3 goals that Melinda went over for us earlier in the meeting. And every year, the board reviews the strategic plan and provides updates as necessary. This year's plan was updated and will serve as the guide for our programs for the next 12 months. And the strategic plan was reviewed and approved at the June board meeting. Any questions about the strategic plan that Lenny Gale can answer? All right, back to Eugene.
Okay. And Lenny Gale, do you have some member testimonials from SVAM?
I sure do. I have some kind and wonderful folks who would like to say a few words about the impacts that SVAM has made on their organization. So I'll start by welcoming Lisa Jones. All right, Lisa.
Hi.
There you are.
Thank you very much. We have been doing business with, I call it SVAM, you call it SVAM, it's still the same thing, for quite a while now. I'm originally from Tennessee, and I've been in manufacturing for many, many years, but I've got to say that we never had an organization like this in Tennessee. This lifts up manufacturing, and it's important the way the group does it. And if you have not been to their website for a while, I would certainly recommend that you take another look or your first look at it. The informational video is really interesting. People don't seem to understand the depth of partnership that they provide to manufacturers who are large and who are small. Lenny Gale, you talked about a lot of things that we like at HAPCO. We have noticed that you all do such a good job of taking a question and just spanning the group completely to get answers. I understand that we're all vying for the very same people, but we work together as a group, as a family, and I think that means a lot. Kudos to Will. I think he said he's only been here since May, but he's doing a good job as a recruiter because we and everybody else can send the open positions. He rotates them around so everybody gets some light time, and that's a good thing as well. Training is great. You talked about that too. We utilize that. We use the opportunity for people to come to our facility, and you help us with that, to do a lunch and learn and tell them about what's going on. I do want to tell you, we did one of those. We had a group that were getting ready to graduate from a tech school. I always tell people you have to be 18 years old to apply at HAPCO, and this sweet person said, I will be 18 on Friday. Can I have an application? So we interviewed him on Friday. He's now working for HAPCO. His dad is so excited about that because he used to be a HAPCO employee as well. So we're also meeting counterparts. You were talking about the different groups, safety and HR and so forth. We had a meeting with HR and we were all talking about the good news and the bad news of what's going on in our business world. And sometimes you have to virtually give somebody a hug and tell them it's going to be okay. We do that through SVAM. So it takes a village, and there's so much that's important. And Lenny Gale, it turns out that you are the face of SVAM because you're the one that we see the most. She started in 2013. She's the executive director, and she does so much to fulfill the mission of SVAM. You're always trying to highlight others, so I want to highlight you and say thank you for that.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Now, one thing you all may not know, those who know her probably do, but she is a veteran of the United States Army National Guard, where she served for 10 years in foreign countries. So we want to thank you for that. That's a wonderful thing and a good testimony as well. Brenda was talking, you're welcome. Brenda was talking about the mission statement and the goals. I have read that over and over again, and some of the words I'm going to look at that she mentioned, improving the image of manufacturing. We all know that manufacturing has had its ups and downs, but we're there to do that. Closing the skills gap. I think my favorite that she talked about was redefining the image of manufacturing with young people and turning their careers towards manufacturing. They've invited me and several people, as you saw, Giles Hughes, who went to the college, to talk about manufacturing. And I've got to tell you, that's fun to do. Once you can get them to turn off their phones and wake up, it's great. So it is a lot of fun to go out and tell them that everything that you touch, everything that you consume has something to do with manufacturing, and they're thinking about it in a different way. And I want to tell you, this group is led by manufacturers. We just got to meet a lot of them today for manufacturers, and that's the type of camaraderie that we need. It's important. So don't forget those board of directors. There's a lot of tribal knowledge there. There's a lot of things that we can tap into as well. And I believe that manufacturing is taking a resurgence. I believe that it is powerful in the United States, but most importantly, I want us all to remember, I believe it's still very powerful in Southwest Virginia. Thanks for letting me talk to you today.
Thank you, Lisa. I always tell my program assistant when Lisa calls me, I just wish she would call me every day because she always makes me feel good about myself every time she calls me. So, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, and next we have Austin Phillips.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Lenny Gale, for the opportunity to get in front of the group here and give some of our experience with SVAM and from myself as well. I second Lisa's words there with you, Lenny Gale. It's always a pleasure working with you on everything, and you being the face of SVAM is a perfect fit. And thanks for all you do, and thanks to the board for continuing to keep this alliance up and going for so many years here. I've been with Komatsu about 6 years, actually 6 years this week, and working with SVAM for the last few. And, you mentioned the pandemic. We definitely had some tough times with that, with our EHS peer group. And I should have started out, I'm in the EHS world. So the EHS peer group is a great asset and resource for myself. On that side of it, we're getting back into the site visits and the meetings and all those things. And we're having one here, hosting one along with VFP here next month. So any of you all on the EHS side, look forward to seeing you, or anyone else that wants to come on by. So, just in addition to that too, there's so many great opportunities out there that SVAM helps support, and all of those, when we try to capitalize on those whenever the opportunity comes up, whether it's training, networking, the recruitment and hiring, anything on that side of it. It's just a great opportunity to get to know manufacturers. And Lenny Gale, you mentioned this in the presentation about the feedback you got on that. But, for us especially, and for me personally, getting to know everybody and seeing what everyone else is doing when it comes to, whether on the EHS side with regulation or best practices, or even just on the manufacturing side in general, anything we can learn from each other. When we talk about hiring, and Lisa, you mentioned a lot about students and all the training and development opportunities that are there. I think that's even more so the case now. I can speak from the hiring side. When we get employees in for training that I do with them, the types of employees we get is always going to change, and there's going to be differences from year to year. One of the things that I think one of the best opportunities we have is continual development of young people, students especially, at all stages of that process. And there's benefits there from not just manufacturing quality, productivity, but safety as well. And that's one thing I'm eager to continue to grow and work with SVAM on. I did reach out to Pam Seals, our HR manager, and I know most of you know her and have worked with her a lot over the years. And she's a great resource for us, as well as with SVAM, I'm sure. And I asked her for some of her words. She wasn't able to make it to the meeting, and wanted to get her input there. And we had similar thoughts there. And one of the things we both greatly agree on is the Outstanding Women in Manufacturing Award. I think it's incredible just to continue to keep that highlight and that focus on that. Lenny Gale, you said everything perfect earlier talking about that, but we had one of our own, Tammy Kinzer in HR, as an honoree for that, and really proud for me to see her, get some recognition around that. We have so many people in manufacturing, I think, that are what I'll call like silent angels. They work in the background. They're not the face of the company. They're not the ones you see out on the floor, out in the shop every day. They're in the corners, in the offices, out working on equipment, whatever it may be, that really are the backbone of our operations. And I'm sure all of you have employees like that come to mind too. So Pam also mentioned that on her HR peer group as well. I think there's great help to both the EHS and HR peer groups there. And from the hiring side, having those job postings available, the training opportunities, the networking, all the recruiting opportunities that are out there are just a great resource. And Pam, Lenny Gale, Pam also said it was a pleasure to work with you and to continue to work with you. And you have a vast understanding of the needs of manufacturers and the challenges we face, specifically due to geography and culture. And breaking those barriers is not easy, but you do a great job in collectively addressing the greater good of SVAM membership. And, I can't say it any better than that. So again, I appreciate the opportunity to speak up, and look forward to continuing to get to know with and work with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you. Lisa, you raised your hand.
Yes, please. Austin said something that I had not thought about for a while. Being in manufacturing for a long time, I actually lost my job several times due to downsizings and closings of business. And somebody asked me along the way, why do I even stay in manufacturing? I do it because I want to keep it in the United States, and I want to keep people working. And I was very blessed with this company to be the first female that was on the staff. They had not had that before. That has since changed. And so it's very important that we are trying to lift up people, not men or women, people, right, to help manufacturing. Thank you.
Yeah, I 100% agree, Lisa. Thanks for adding that on.
All right. Thank you, Austin, for all those kind words. It's so encouraging you all have patted me on the back, and I didn't ask you to do that, but it's encouraging to hear that our organization has been valuable. We have one more person to speak, and that is Melinda Roberts.
Yeah, wow, that's two really hard acts to follow. I just want to mimic just about everything they've said, but I'll just start out. I've got a few bullet points I wanted to mention. Of course, for sure, the valuable training. And what I like about it is Lenny Gale doesn't just go out there and pick topics. She actually solicits feedback. So if your company is experiencing issues or what have you, you can suggest like certain types of trainings to focus on where your needs are at, so those needs will be met. So that's another really good thing with training I wanted to point out. Networking is great. I've got excellent board members and just people within the industry. It's just awesome to be able to reach out. Our HR peer group, has been going on for a while. Very, very good resources there, so very helpful. But one thing with SIG, which was, as I said, formerly Sholey, that's really, really been beneficial to us in the past year is all of the support with our recruitment efforts, because we've almost tripled in size. We built onto the plan, and in this crazy time of trying to find people, it's been tough, but SVAM has kind of held our hand and done a lot of things. I could give you some examples. They have assisted in some job advertisements. They'll list it not only on their website, but they'll also have their Facebook postings and anywhere that they can help us with advertising. They've done that. They have actually supported us with on-site job fairs. Sometimes it's gotten so busy that we've needed additional support, and they've sent someone to actually work the front, help with our pre-schedule interviews before the job fair even happens. So, which has been very, very helpful. And then SVAM also typically has a job fair each year for everyone. So, that's been very, very helpful. So the job fairs they've hosted. So with the recruitment efforts, it's been great to have that support. But again, Lenny Gale's excellent to work with. Will, he's doing a great job. But I think the thing about membership, if you're a member of SVAM, it's just a phone call or email away, and whatever your needs are, they're right on it. They're going to apply some resources and try to help you accomplish your company's goals. So I, for one, have greatly appreciated that, and I appreciate Lenny Gale and all her hard work as well. So, but anyway, thank you, and I'm sure SIG will keep reaching out because we've got a lot of good results from the resources, and again, the networking is fabulous. So,
good. All right, thank you so much, Melinda. So hopefully you all have heard, felt compelled, felt motivated. I feel very proud of all the ways that we've been able to impact manufacturing in Southwest Virginia. These are just 3 stories out of many. And for those that are on the call that are manufacturing companies, that if you're not a member, we absolutely encourage you to join. If you are a member and you're like, wow, I didn't realize you all were doing all of that. I think Alex said it a few years ago. He talked about SVAM kind of being like a gym membership, that if you just kind of walk around and have that key fob, that's cool, but you're only going to get value if you actually take advantage of the services that you have available to you. So we hope that you will take advantage of all of our offerings in the coming year. And if you're a non-manufacturing company and you're on the call, we hope that you will spread the word about SVAM as you meet with manufacturing companies, as you go around the region, tell others about us, help us spread the word about our organization. It's absolutely a goal of ours to get our name out there more in the coming years. All right, I don't see anything in the chat. So Jean, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay. Don't have anything else. I'd like to thank everybody for participating in the meeting, all the board members that presented, and especially to Lenny Gale for putting all this together. She makes it easy for us
Thank you, Jean,
to present the stuff. So thank you very much. You make it look easy. And there's a lot of hard work goes into anything like this.
Yeah. Hey, Jean, Do we
Oh,
want to
please.
see if anyone on the call has a question that,
Yeah,
that maybe they didn't
if-
submit in the chat?
sure. Does anybody have anything they'd like to bring up? Just raise your hand if you do. I don't see anything.
Nope.
You've done a great job.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you all.
Could we get a motion to adjourn?
This is Kelly DeBusk, motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
This is Stacy. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. So moved. Meeting of the 2022-23 annual meeting is now concluded.